after trading for many years and using many trading strategies, I came to realize that the best way to grow a small account is by using the trendline strategy. This is because this trendline strategy enables you to cash hundreds of pips like this after risking just a small portion of your account per single trade. Right. So these are trades that we took based on trendline strategy, and throughout the last week we were able to catch very good trading setups based on only on trend lines. You can see just using trend line on euro US dollar, we had to catch many trade setups, and currently the market just opened. We are still in another winning trade just based on this simple strategy. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to draw trend line properly, mistakes to avoid while drawing trend lines, all right, so that you can be able to catch trade setups like this, and how to enter trade setup based on this. You want to watch till the end because you don't want to miss any single moment of this. Okay, traders, welcome to my channel. I am Full Kingsley. By the grace of God, I bring to you guys strategies, tutorials on the forex market, volatility indices, metals like gold, Nasdaq, VIX75, many other instruments. You want to subscribe to the channel by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell to not miss a. So talking about trend line, it is just a simple way of trading diagonal support and resistance. Okay, so if you see from our Telegram channel, throughout last week we were able to cash very good trading setups, right, based on this simple trend line strategy, making both breakouts, break and retest. This is gold, euro, US dollar, many setups just based on this. All right, so you might want to join our Telegram channel so that you also get setups like this on weekly basis. Just go to the pin comment below. You are going to see a link where you join my free Telegram channel. All right, so now talking about trend line, we said they are just what kind of diagonal support and resistance in an uptrend or a downtrending market. Now we have this here to be a diagonal resistance. So you see that when price in a downtrend, when price start moving, for instance in a downtrend like this, okay, sometimes you usually create what we call a support. And you see that once price rejects in a particular zone for more than one time, like one, okay, it goes and they reject twice, right, it now become what, this zone becomes a resistance zone. So we'll be looking to take our sell orders when price pull up to this zone, and then we have our stop losses above there, and they want to be targeting these zones here, which price will eventually fall down. Okay, so you can keep on riding this trend until when this trend line get broken or get exhausted. So we have two types of trend line. We have major trend lines and minor trend lines. These are drawn on bigger time frames, and we have minor trend lines that have just little rejections, and price often reject. So we have the same scenario that applies for an uptrending market. Okay, in an uptrending market, we only simply have what, a diagonal resistance like that. Price will come, get rejected, and get rejected. Okay, so sometimes it comes, all right, and then it get rejected. We sell, we buy at this zone here. We have our stop losses below, and then our take profits around those zone there. So we can keep on cashing very good trade setups until when price get exhausted. All right, so you can catch very good entries based on that. So now basically, now what are the mistakes, or how do you draw trend line properly so that you can be able to catch very good trading setups like I have just showed you? All right, now I'll share with you this and I'll go to charts. Okay, now when you want to draw trend lines properly, you see price has moved like this. What you do is, when you start connecting the high, right, let's say here you are connecting these troughs. Okay, you want to connect the first and the second trough properly. All right, you don't want to connect and then you skip and then you go and connecting with the third trough, or maybe you connect something like this. Okay, like this. That's not how you draw trend lines. Okay, you draw trend line by connecting the first and the second troughs. All right, or you don't equally draw trend line by picking this trough and then you draw past without actually getting the touch. You have to ensure that what, the touch, okay, it has actually gotten a contact, right? So that is how you can draw trend line properly to get touch, because when you draw and it hangs in the air like this, when price comes back the third time, you might miss out on this setup. And if you draw and then you cut across, right, you are going to miss setups. All right, because so you might think that price has broken through, whereas price has not broken through because you did not draw the trend line properly. So the proper way to draw a trend line is what, where you make sure that you get the touches, the first and the second trough. You make sure you get it, you make sure it touches, because when it touches, now price wants to come back the third time, you are going to execute your trades based on that. So that's basically what we have here, right? And I'm going to be using the replay tool to show you how I usually get this good entries, right? So now this is euro US dollar. Okay, now remember the rule. Okay, the rule is we want to get many touches. You always try to adjust in zones where you can get as many touches as possible, right? Now if you just look at it here, with my experience, I already know that if I connect this, I'm going to get all of these 3 touches, right? So from there now I just pick my trend line and then I drag. Okay, and I drag now, you see that I've gotten the 3 touches already. All right, so the first and the second touch will act as what? The first and the second touch will actually act as, our determination or determining the zone, why the other touch now will act as entry. So basically it is already an entry, because you see that when price, after rejecting once and twice, comes back and then taps to a zone like this, and we see a rejection, we sell, our stop loss above there and then our target below there, just as simple as that. All right, so when price move now, what we do now is we expect price to come back and retest the zone. And now, like I said, we have major trend lines. Excuse me for that. Like I said, we have major trend lines and minor trend lines. So this is a major trend line, right? So now you replay and then you want price to come back and test the zone. And we have 2 ways of entering. We can enter by what? Placing our sell limit order and then place our stop loss, or we wait for price to come and reject, we enter. Now we have a major trend line. Now we can still get other touches here. We can still connect this. If you look at it very well, you can see this is a zone where we can get a connection. Okay, you can see now that price has been rejected once and twice, so price could still come here and reject. We'll still have a sell set up here. So this is a major trend line and this is a minor trend line, right? So we now wait for price to come, and then we are waiting for price to get a rejection in one of those zones there. So we can either place our sell limit order, like I said, or we enter directly. Now from here we got a rejection, right? So you can see we have a rejection here, and we have the candlestick indicating bearish pressure. So we sell in this situation, we place our stop loss above here, and then our targets below this zone here. Okay, we place our first target here. Remember how I explained how to manage your trades properly, where to place your targets. Look at this minor rejection zones here. Okay, this a topic for another day. So we can place our first target, we place our second targets there. So all right, now you can see, you now wait for price to move. Okay, first target hit, price starts consolidating a little bit. Okay, we are waiting for price, second target hit. All right, so that is basically how we got the first trade set up one. Okay, now we wait for price to come back again the third time, right? So we wait for price to come back the third time and then we enter. Now we can see extend our minor zone here. Okay, we extend this. Okay, so you can extend like that, and then you're still waiting for price to come back again and then reject around the zone where we should be taking good sell setups. Okay, this is really going down, so we have to really extend it. Okay, we extend both our minor and our major trend line like that. Okay, so we wait for price to come back and then reject. Okay, all right, you see all right, you see there. Okay, we are waiting for price to move. Okay, now look at this zone here. All right, we have another zone here, and I guess this is another zone. We can still use our trend line and then we connect. Let it be like a minor zone, a minor rejection zone. Okay, anyways, we had this as a minor rejection zone, and price came down here. So price came at this zone, it came and got rejected, moved down a little bit. All right, so probably would have moved our stop losses down, and then we price comes back and then hits our stop loss maybe at break even. All right, so we wait because this is a minor zone, right? So we are waiting for price. Okay, while the zone up, we can place a sell limit order at the rejection zone up. All right, so remember, we have our major trend line that is still is still pending. This has to take a lot of patience, guys, because trading is all about patience. You have to be wait patiently for price to play out. Now if you look at it, this critically, you are going to realize that price takes it really takes its time to play out. So it means that you need some more patience to wait for price to make it to your zone, right? So you just wait for price to move. Okay, you are waiting patiently. Okay, because one of these trade setups can really makes good sense. Okay, so now we had a rejection. Remember I said that you can either use what pending sell orders or direct entry. So here, if you are placing your sell limit order here, for instance, you place your sell limit order here and then you place your stop loss above there, then this trade would have already been executed. So this trade was based on a limit order, all right? And then when you enter here, your first target has to be at this previous low. So your first target is at this previous low here, because you don't want to be targeting a zone that is too far, right? Okay, that's our price move and then hits the target. Okay, so we still allow our trend lines, and we are still waiting for price to come back to that particular zone for us to be entering. Okay, so we just make sure that we extend the trend line properly so that we can get our entries. So let me extend it. All right, so I just extend my trend line. Okay, after we cut this very good trading setup here, all right, we now wait to place maybe another sell limit order here, and then we place our stop loss above there and then our targets here. So we are waiting for price to come back to the zone, and then when it taps, as soon as, okay, you see, as soon as it taps the zone, it executes our trades. Our stop losses above there, our first targets are below here, right? So we wait for price to move, and then okay, you see that the target got hit, right? Price moved down like rain, and then our target got hit. Just imagine how much you are risking to get what. So look at the risk to reward ratio. Entry, place your sell limit here, your stop loss a little bit above this trend line, and then your target here. That's like 1:8 in one single trade, guys. Tell me how you will now grow a small account with this. Okay, so I'm waiting. Price still tap again to the zone. Now price tap to this zone here, and then we place our sell, or maybe if we have placed our sell limit order, we have already entered the trade, our stop loss above there. So I believe this is the trade that we have taken today. All right, so when you take the trade like this, what you do is your first target should be at the first rejection support. This is the first support zone here. You can see how price has been rejected to this zone here. So you place your first target here, and then your second target should be at this previous low here. All right, remember I explained how to manage trades properly. You want to watch that video so that you know exactly when to exit and enter. All right, so price actually tapped to our first rejection, or to our first zone, and our first TP got hit. So this is basically where price is currently now. Monday morning, this is the first trade that we took, and I showed you earlier we have already gotten our first target hit, and now we are now waiting for price to play out. So what we are doing now is we have already locked our profits. All right, so this is the trade that we took, and this is where price is currently at right now. We have the first target hit, and we are locked in our profits for the second target. So that's how simple it is to be able to trade based on this strategy, right? So we have another, we have gold trade that I showed at the beginning. We have trades that were also based on this trend line. So you see simple connection of the first and the second. All right, we wait for price to come back the third time, and then with our sell limit order, we got executed our stop loss, and then we have very good hundreds of pips caught. Price came back again the fourth time, and this was a good high confidence trade because we had this to be a rejection zone. Okay, is a resistance zone that considered this. So we entered our stop loss above there, and see we target the first low, which is this first low. Okay, we could be targeting this low and then targeting this low here. See that price drop powerfully, and this is a minor zone. So we are waiting for price to make it to this major trend line, while we have what we are also waiting to take a maybe minimal small trades based on this. So you can also connect, and then you get good trading setups maybe based on this. So you can see from here, basically last week we had what a trade that was a breakout trade. So we have the same rules that apply for drawing support trend lines. This is a support trend line that we had, and for those people who are followers of this channel, we actually shot this trade here when price came back and retested. We had a shot on this trade here when price tested and actually dropped down powerfully. So in the next video, we can, in our subsequent videos, we'll be talking on how to trade what retest or breakout. Okay, so the rules apply. The trendline rules apply like I explained from the beginning of this video. You can still learn the same rules, and it's going to help you to catch good trade setups, both breakout and when the trend line is respected. So basically that's how we are going to draw the curtains for today. I've explained to you guys how to draw trend line properly. I've showed you mistakes you should avoid while drawing trend lines, like skipping the trend lines, or maybe drawing and not getting the touches, or skipping the second trough or the second peak to go and touch the third peak, all of that. So I've explained to you guys and I've showed you how to enter your trades based on this simple strategy, right? So this is a complete strategy that you can build on your own. You can build and be able to, adapt as a personal trading strategy that will, subsequently give you good numbers of pips. So I'm not saying you are always going to be right. There are times where price will still get rejected at the trend line and go otherwise, which is the same with any strategy on earth. You always lose some trades, but the best thing you have to do is manage your risk properly, and you are still going to get the edge. Remember, we are trading with very good risk to reward ratio, so a small stop loss hit will not affect most of the winning trades that you get with very high risk to reward ratio. So basically that's how it is, guys. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Just click on the thumbs up button, share the video with your fellow traders, and also if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything that I'm posting. So like I said, you can join my free Telegram channel. Go to the pinned comment below. You are going to see a link that I've dropped, that so that you can be getting analysis like this on a weekly basis. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.